See that? See how blurry I am? Mic's on mute. My camera's blurry. Let's see if I can do anything about that. I don't know. Camera's on autofocus. Hey, focus on me. All right. Well, how do you like me being banished to the back bedroom? So I think after however many 7 months of Kimmy and I being locked in the house, and I realized my thing is all, I don't know why. So I had to move my office from the family room into the back bedroom because I'm too loud and I have too many Zooms, and Kimmy can't even live in the house. And then if we have conflicting Zoom times, so I am in the back bedroom in a new broadcast Zooming studio, which obviously doesn't work. The lights are all funky, so you want to see, like, I got that light over here, I got this light over there. Where's that one? Oh, that light. Camera won't focus. Oh, maybe that helped. I don't know. I don't think this camera likes the lights. Anyway, that's not what I came here to talk about. I came here to talk about fear plus engagement equals growth. How do you like that formula? And so I'll tell you a story, which is just applies to the formula of fear equals engagement. Fear times engagement equals growth. So we live in a community of about 200 homes that are on the water, overlooking Hulapoy Bay and the Four Seasons Resort, the Four Seasons Golf Course. And, there's only about 6 of us that live here year round. Everybody else is, vacation home or second or third or fourth home. And of course, there's an association. If you've ever been a member of an association, it's a pretty political process. And then it's compounded with Larry Ellison, worth $65 billion, who lives right behind us and soon will live right in front of us, down where we can't see him. He owns all the property. And he owns, of the 203 homes, he owns like 22 of them. And these are multi-million-dollar homes. And so you have this environment where this very, very wealthy, very powerful, very influential, very demanding person and all of his staff, which is hundreds and hundreds of people here on the island of Lanai, this is his domain. He owns the whole island. And so there's 203 minus 22, so there's about 180 of us that we own our homes, but we live on his island. And we have an association called the HOA, which is a homeowners association, right? And there is an opportunity coming up for me to throw my hat in the ring to be president of the HOA. And so it's not very often that Richard Brooke is intimidated or has fear. I don't know, maybe somebody says, hey, let's jump off a cliff or something. I get a little nervous if I'm talking to a bunch of people live, but that's just normal, right? It's actually good energy, harness all of it and go leap into the crowd. But being the president of a very political meaning, there's very passionate opposing views. So there's all the people that represent Larry Ellison and his point of view, which is, hey, this is my deal and this is the way I want it done. And he's a very gracious owner of the island. We're very fortunate to have him. But then there are, of course, the homeowners, which oftentimes there are opposing points of view with the homeowners. And then there are, of course, conflicting points of view with the homeowners. somebody wants it this way, somebody else wants it this way. And here's the point of the Daily Dose of Salt today. When it comes to politics and appeasing various points of view, that's not a strong suit of mine. This whole political environment in the last 9 months, it's been a great opportunity for me to be fearful of telling some people what I think about them and their intellect and their critical thinking, not their values. I totally honor and respect people's values, but their intellect, their ability to think outside the box, like think beyond what some news station, which is really just an infomercial for a political point of view, is shouting at them, which is pretty much 95% BS, and they believe it, and then they act out of it. And this has been a very challenging time for me the last 6 months, because I believe with all my heart and soul that the honorable, right, productive thing to do is not argue with people, not judge them, but listen to them and seek to understand them. That's the only way we move forward, right? We don't move forward in a, locked up, right? So, of course, this is a broad landscape. The last 6 or 7 months, I'm not under too much scrutiny. Every once in a while, I'll post something doesn't work out very good, and people get in a big heated argument about it. But pretty much, I've been politically neutral the last 6 or 7 months. But if I get elected to the president of the HOA, this is going to be a great test for me, because it's going to test my patience, my professionalism. It's going to test my ability to manage my ego and my emotions, and to stay level-headed, and don't send an email until you've thought about it and showed it to Kimmy overnight, right? Let it sit and simmer for a day before you send it. And then there, of course, is the possibility, like a strong possibility, that I will not be elected, because I've only lived here a few years, and a lot of people have lived here for 20 or 30 years, and they have a much deeper standing in the community. And of course, I can handle not being elected. Rejection is something I've mastered, right? And failure is something I've mastered. Embarrassment, not so much mastered that. And so this is a ripe opportunity for me to make a misstep in front of a couple of hundred, well, actually, maybe like 250. There's about 180 homeowners, and then there's, maybe 10 or 15 people that work for Larry Ellison that, a real opportunity for me to make a misstep, screw up, say the wrong thing, and offend people and embarrass myself and embarrass Kimmy. And it's also adding a workload to my life that I don't need, because I'm already overworked. So I spent, a few hours the other day talking to the outgoing president about the workload and the politics. And, he said, sometimes I go a month and don't hear from anyone. I don't know. Somehow I don't believe that. But so anyway, that's the message of today. And so my question for you is, what are you afraid of? What are you avoiding engaging in because you're afraid of it? You're afraid you're going to fail. You're afraid you're going to be embarrassed. It's outside your comfort zone. You're not good at it, right? Because how do we grow, folks? We don't ever grow when we're succeeding. We don't ever grow when we're comfortable. We don't ever grow when we're doing things right. We grow when we put ourselves in a position to potentially fail, or we actually do fail, but then we persevere. All right? We persevere through the failure, like we overcome it. We learn from it, we adapt, we overcome, we push through, we come out the other side. Maybe we're a little battered and torn, but we came out the other side. We crossed the finish line. We did what we set out to do. Maybe we didn't do it with excellence, but we did it. That's the only way we grow. It's like working a muscle. The only way you build a muscle is to tear it up a little bit and let it recover, and then tear it up a little bit and let it recover. And the recovery part is, us persevering through the challenge. So that's the daily dose of salt today. What I'd love for you to throw in the comments is not something you've done in the past that was courageous, but something that's on the horizon for you to do right now. Drop it in the comments. What is it that you're afraid of? That if you would engage more in, or you would engage at all and get in the battle and get some sweat, blood, and tears on you and persevere out through the other side, would result in extraordinary growth. What is that? Drop it in the comments, and I think we'll have a rich discussion. Thanks for joining me. See you tomorrow.